Hello and welcome back to another bloody good vaping. So today I'm going to be taking a look at an RDA, kind of an RDA, out of Russia, and that is the Vector from Amerpoint. Now you probably know Amerpoint. They're the manufacturers and makers of also the Calibri mods, and they've also done the Nectar Micro, the Nectar Nano, the Nectar Tank, and I believe they've got a couple of Genesis as well, like the Gector and the Gector 2. And this is their newest RDA. This is the Vector. Oh yeah, I don't know if you'll recognise the film reference unless you've got kids. So yeah, the Vector, which is pretty cool, nice little RDA. I say kind of RDA, RTA. I mean, it's got a little tank section like the Nano and the Micro. The Micro used to have 1.4, which is the same with this 1.4mm tank, so it holds around 35 to 40 drops, okay, or 1.4 mil of juice. So it's kind of like an RDA stroke RTA. It's not like a conventional dripper where you're just basically saturating the cotton and have a little bit in a juice well or something. You've actually got, you know, a bit of a tank here to get a longer lasting vape out of it. There's 22mm in diameter, made of 304 grade stainless steel with a rather nice brushed finish. We've got increased airflow on this one compared to the Nano and the Micro. We've got up to 2.5mm airflow. So you're going to be able to get some sort of restricted lung hit off of this, whereas before they were very mouth to lung. You're going to be able to get quite a restricted lung hit off of this. It's even got a little section now, a little stainless steel section on the top. Before it was just sort of conventionally flat with a little raise for the 510 drip tip, but now we've got sort of like 4 new fins on the top and just elevates it a little bit more. This is to help to prevent any spit back and also to reduce heat as well going to the drip tip, so it's got more distance to travel from that coil. We've got I believe it's a polycarbonate, blue polycarbonate little tank on here as well. It's a non-adjustable 510. Basically the 510 holds the base of the deck in against the tank section and the top cap as well. A little bit of a reduced chamber as well, and it's built solely pretty much for single coils because we've got basically 2 little holes here on either side for your cotton to sit in, or your mesh, depending on what you want to do, to feed from the tank, and on the opposite side you have your fill hole as well. And yeah, I mean, I was a big fan of the, more of a fan of the Micro than the Nano because it held a bit more juice. But yeah, big fan of them, and I think this is quite nice as well. You know, it has taken a couple of extras and put them on top of, say, the Micro, you know, which is obviously the increased airflow, the raised 510 section here, so now your 510 drip tip cools down, and yeah, it's pretty damn nice. But before I get into any more details about it, price, what I think about it, where to get it from, etc, 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 let's pop down to the table now. Let's have a little look at it up close, stick a build in it, and then we'll come back and give it a bloody good vaping. Safe. So here we have the Vector RDA, and as you can see, the style is pretty much of exactly the same as the Micro and the Nano that were available earlier, except now we've got this raised stainless steel section on the top to avoid any spit back, and obviously to lower the heat as well going to your drip tip. We've still got that nice brushed finish all the way around, really nice indeed, and that sort of finned look. And we've still got that blue tank. Not sure what the tank is made of. I believe it's polycarbonate. It's quite thick, but not 100% sure on what that is. 22mm in diameter, and about 23mm, just under 23mm in height, including this top section here. On the bottom, let's see that we've got a non-adjustable 510, stainless 510 with a hex screw fit there, about 2mm. We've got the Amerpoint logo there, Vector on the bottom, and your serial number as well. Under the top cap, you can see under there we've got a slight reduced chamber, just a little step there. And the deck itself is a little bit different from the Micro and the Nanos now. You can see it's been designed for single coil use. You've got your fill hole at the back. You've got your 2 holes there for where your cotton sits in to feed from the tank. The tank itself does hold around 1.4 mil of juice, so about 35 to 40 drops probably you'll get away with here. Nice big deep juice well there. And you've also now got these two little grooves cut out here, which are pretty cool. So when you're building, so you've got like I've got a 3 mil bit here. That fits in nicely, so you can get a nice build in there, nice and easy to use it. You know, it's quite deep in there, it's quite small as well, so having that there is easy to guide those coil legs in and to basically keep your coil straight, and basically just to get the right position as well to feed those cottons through those two holes there to your tank. Now, taking it apart, let me just get my Allen key here. You are provided with a little 2 mil Allen key. You'll just basically remove the 510 itself. And your base just comes off like so. Very thin base there, no deck. You'll notice no O-rings either. It actually tightens up pretty well so that there's no seepage of juice comes out. I haven't had any anyway via the tank, so yeah, that's quite interesting. There you've got your ground. Tank section, which easily just pops off. Like I said, we've got no O-rings here, so that just fits on. There we are. And then the top section obviously screws down nice and tight to avoid any leaking. Like I said, I haven't had any myself, so there we go. I'm going to screw that back on and get a build in it. So what I've got here, I've just got 8 wraps of 28 gauge SS316 space coil as well. Put around a 3 mil bit. And that 3 mil bit will sit nice and snug in those two grooves that have been provided for us on the deck, which makes this really nice and easy. So I'm just going to wrap one tail lead around that positive there. Give that a little screw down. Nice and tight. And I'm going to do the same on the opposite side. I can see what I'm doing. There we go. There we go. Just trim those leads. Lovely jubbly. I'm just going to move them a little bit over with my a little bit more centralised. Feed my cotton through. I'm going to rest them in those little grooves. I'm just going to snip off probably about 1 mil from each side. Well, a bit more on this one. Maybe a little bit more there. And then I'm just going to tuck them in. Get some juice on them. Some in my tank. Top cap on. And on to our mod. And there we go, simple as that. Lovely. So there you have the Vector from Amerpoint. So there you have the Vector RDA stroke RTA. Pretty nice, lovely little flavour on it, just like the Nano and the Micro. I really enjoyed them, you know, they had a great little flavour on them. This one's got some good, nice little extras on it, like that little sort of reservoir cut into the bottom section there to allow for your builds to sit in, say your like 3mm bit or something like that to build your coil. I think that's really nice and easy and makes building this exceptionally well. You know, it's very, very simple, as you saw there. The way that rests in, and so you can position your coil central where you want it, so your cotton goes down nice and even. That's really cool indeed. You know, the raised top stainless steel section on the top here to stop any extra heat getting to your drip tip, and also to avoid any spit back. Yeah, that's cool. I've still found myself getting a little bit of spit back out of it. You know, I have still found that, you know, depending on how high your wattage is going to go, how much you're sizzing the old juice in there, I still found occasionally got a bit of spit back, but you know, it did work better than the Micro and the Nano, which were basically just almost a flat top cap direct to your drip tip as well. But yeah, very nice and simple to build, and a great flavour on it. You know, I don't find there's a huge difference in flavour compared to the Micro and the Nano. You know, you've still got that smaller reduced chamber there, that little step, and you know, it still kind of builds and acts in exactly the same way, but you do have more airflow, which is great. So for those of you guys who are just avoid mouth to lung like the plague, and you'd like a nice little RDA but with restricted airflow, then that's pretty cool. You know, I like it as well. I actually prefer the airflow on this. I do like quite an open draw, even though I mouth to lung. I do prefer an open draw for that sort of, for the style of vaping I do anyway. Built exceedingly well. You know, I've never had any complaints with any of their previous stuff. You know, the nectar tank and all that, they're all built really well. The finish is really spot on, you know, and yeah, it's a really nice bit of kit. Like I said, you know, it's got some great flavour on this, and it looks the part as well, you know. So I think it's a great addition to their range. It's nothing it's tweaked. It's sort of tweaked. It's nothing. There's nothing really new here or anything like that. But it's tweaked. But if you know, if you're like me, and you know, you don't drip as often because of obviously, you know, if you're on the go or blah 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 blah, and you just want a nice tank to go about with you, but you enjoy the flavour from an RDA, and you want to have that 1.4mm tank option, so you're not constantly dripping, then this is great. You know, I really liked that about the Micro. You know, that you did have 1.4mm worth of juice you could put in there for that little tank, and you know, this is no exception as well. And obviously with the increased airflow and with that top section there that cools down your drip tip a bit more, yeah, this is better than the Micro, and I do prefer it leaps and bounds. So all in all, lovely little RDA, you know, built well, looks the part, vapes exceedingly well, and is available. You can get these from the, you can get these from the Amerpoint website. I'll put the link in the description, and they go for around €90 delivered, €90, not including delivery from Russia. I'm not sure how much that is. I think that might be about 10 to 15 euros, but you'll have to check on the site yourself. I do know that they are in stock. And they've also got like the Vector as well, which I have got, which I'll be reviewing soon, which is a Genesis style atomizer, nectar tank, Micros, Nanos, and they've also got a Facebook group as well, and I'll put the link to that in the description. But if you're after a really nice RDA, And you'd like a little bit of a tank on it as well, so you can get more juice in there to continue your dripping, and you want something that's available and not too pricey either at €90. So what we're talking about, 70 quid, 75 quid, you know, for a really nice, well built RDA stroke RTA. Then yeah, I highly recommend it. I think it's great. And if you're dead against mouth to lung and you'd like a little bit of a restricted lung hit on this, then with that 2.5, 2.6 mil airflow on this, that works a treat. And also the build deck as well. You know, those little grooves cut in so you can rest your bit on there and build. It just makes building this in no time. It's just seconds. It really is. Lovely. So that's the Vector RDA from Amerpoint. You know, 304 grade stainless steel, 22 mil in diameter, around just under 23 mil in height. Single coil use, 1.4 mil capacity. Nice and easy deck to build on. Nice little stepped reduced chamber. Nice little top piece here to avoid any extra heat or spit back. And yeah, just a lovely little RDA and a joy to use. Great flavour as well. So thank you very much for watching this review, and I will see you on the next one. Stay safe.